For this activity, we're going to use three really, really important verbs in the Spanish language. The first one is hay. And if you don't remember what this means there is. And it also means there are. We don't actually have to conjugate or change it, which never happens in Spanish. We're going to use quiero, which means I want, and necesito, which means I need. And I want to use these three verbs because we're going to be looking at different places to live and deciding on a house or an apartment that's best for our living situation. So everybody's going to have a different answer, and that's completely fine. But you're going to find that you can't always get what you want. So what you want is definitely going to be different than what you need. You know, I don't need a huge swimming pool, but I would definitely want one. And those two things are going to be different from what's available with I. So I want to give you an example of the use of this. I'm going to ask you to make 3 lists, and you can just do this writing it down like I am, and talk about what there is and there are in your house. This is going to be our review for using I in Spanish 1. For example, in my house, I dos dormitorios, if you know a different word for bedroom, there are many words for bedroom. There's alcoba, dormitorio, cuarto, habitación. There's about 5 of them. Any of them are fine. Hay un baño, making sure I'm shortening uno to un since this is going in front of a masculine word. Hay un patio. Hay dos closets grandes. And also, I want you to include what there isn't, because sometimes what there isn't is more important than what there actually is. For example, no hay parqueo. That's definitely the one downside about my house is there's no parking set for my house. I have to find parking on the street. And now I'm going to go to the next category, to the I want. What do I want if I'm looking for a house? Quiero. I'd probably like 3 recámaras or dormitorios. Quiero 3 dormitorios. Definitely 2 baños. Quiero 2 baños. Quiero un jardín. I live in Mexico, so this is so hard to find a house with a yard. Y quiero una cocina moderna. I want a modern kitchen. But now I'm going to go to the third, which is what I actually need. What I want isn't really what I actually need. What I need, necesito 2 dormitorios. Just for myself and my husband, and 1 for my daughter. Necesito, realistically, un baño. And I really want to have 2. Necesito una oficina. This is something that is just so important to me, to be able to work It doesn't necessarily need to be an officina, but an extra bedroom or some space where I can have my work area. And of course, necesito una cocina. It doesn't have to be a modern kitchen, but I need somewhere that I can cook. So I'd like for you to start, and this should all be a review of these three verbs, to start by going over and using these. If you want to include negatives for quiero and necesito, you can. You can say no quiero. For example, I don't want a big house. I would say no quiero una casa grande. And no necesito 5 dormitorios. Because these are the verbs that we're going to use to justify the houses that we pick and explain why. So that's going to be part 1 of this activity.